Yeah. What's going on, family? Welcome to episode 44 of the Brent Pella Show. Wow, 2021, off to a wild start, huh? The world burns, and yet here we are. I am very excited to bring you guys this episode. This is with one of the most positive people I know, a really good buddy of mine, Alex Weber. But before we get into it, a quick shout out to our sponsor for this week's episode, Blue Blocks. I love Blue Blocks. You've heard me talk about them a lot. I put ads on videos. I'm going to promote them on this podcast. And I don't promote a company that I don't like. And I love this company. I actually reached out to them asking if I could rep them because I use their products all the time. They make amazing blue light blocking glasses. Because the blue light from digital devices like your TV or your computer or your phone, a lot of studies have shown that artificial blue light disrupts your body's natural melatonin production. And then that disrupts your sleep cycle. So it gets you all messed up. And there was a time where I would go to bed and my eyes would be all hurt and bothered and my brain would be racing and I wouldn't be able to go to sleep. And it was because I was up late at night and the only light around me was coming from a screen and I was staring at that screen, just annihilating my eyeballs. But now I wear these Blue Blocks glasses every night when I'm editing, and they have a bunch of different ones. They have clear ones that I actually wear during the day, and they have these yellow tinted ones, the summer glows that I wear in the evening or at night. So get 15% off your order when you go to blueblocks.com. Use promo code BPS specifically for podcast listeners, specifically for Brent Pella Show listeners. Promo code BPS at blueblocks.com. I am so excited to bring you this show today. This is with a good buddy of mine. He has spoken at TEDx many times. He is not a motivational speaker. He is a positive speaker. And he's just a good vibes guy, man. I love this guy. We met doing stand-up out here in LA. And I thought, what better way to counteract all the negativity and madness that's going on right now than to inject some happiness and positivity into your life and into my life and into anybody's life who watches or listens to this episode, hopefully. So without further ado, please welcome my good buddy, Alex Weber. Are you moving to Austin?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's a maybe.
Yeah. I felt like a little draw there. You know what's funny? My first time there, we were doing Don't Tell shows. My first time there, and I was going to the airport, and the Uber driver was this really cool, older black dude, and it only matters because he was super cool.
Yeah.
And I trusted everything he said.
Sure.
Just implicitly.
Yeah.
And he was like, so you're home now. I was like, what's that now? He's like, you're moving here. I swear to you.
Really?
That was 3 years ago.
Wow. He just said that out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere.
Wow.
He inceptionized me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like one of those, he's like a character in a racist Disney cartoon. You know? How like in the 50s, all the black characters were just like these like mystical, mysterious guys, and they would never, he's like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that.
I trusted him implicitly. But I might, dude. I might. It's but I miss, there's such like a cool community here that I would miss.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, what about work stuff?
I feel like I could do it from both because it was all either live, like I was traveling everywhere, and now it's all like virtual. So it really doesn't matter. Even when live comes back, I think it'll be both.
Live. So you're doing a lot of like live event type stuff, right? Pre-apocalypse, right? Like,
unreal the difference in lifestyle.
It's insane. So, but you were doing like American Ninja Warrior stuff now, but you were also doing speaking engagements.
Yeah.
And so now, are you doing all that stuff over like Zoom?
Dude, I don't know what.
Are you motivating people on Zoom while you're like not wearing pants?
Yeah. Dude, so it's funny. So short answer, yes.
Yeah.
Longer answer is like, as a moral commitment, I'm like, I just started putting on dress shoes because I was like, you just. It's only for me, but I can't look down and see like whatever silly striped socks and like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, it was surreal cool. So I do positive speaking, which is my way of, I think motivational speaking has like such a connotation. Mm-hmm. And that's not even really what I do. But it's a lot of like.
So you call it positive speaking?
I do, but it's professional speaking. So it's speaking at, companies and colleges and high schools and organizations about self-belief and leadership and overcoming obstacles. And it's super fun. And I'll like use comedy and all that good stuff. And then American Ninja Warrior. So literally pre-apoc.
Yeah, pre-apoc.
Was like, bro, like 4 cities a week, speaking by day, and then at night I'd go to the ninja gym in that city, gearing up to compete on American Ninja Warrior for the second time.
To compete?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I hosted with NBC American Ninja Warrior for 2 years.
Yeah.
And my job was literally to be a host who tried the most ridiculous obstacles and comedically failed.
Right.
So failed my face off.
Yeah.
For 2 years. They're all online. You can watch them. Millions of people have watched me fail, which is super, inspiring. Really makes me feel good. And then kind of got bit by the bug and started to compete. So competed last year. This year was set to. But I'm training. I'm training now. Training tonight.
Are you competing with like crazy ripped CrossFit type people that have been doing this forever, or is American Ninja Warrior kind of like anybody can try?
Such a good question. Both.
Yeah.
What's super inspiring is that you'll see someone who like their backstory be like, I'm a 45-year-old housewife who like never did sports, and then they just like something went off in their brain and they got super dedicated to it and they're doing it and it's badass.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll have like a gymnast, rock climber, parkour person who's just like been doing this. They would be doing this even if it wasn't a sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
totally.
My buddy Kyle Soderman, fantastic dude, is just parkouring off buildings as we speak right now.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, oh, American Ninja Warrior competition? Let me go do that.
Yeah. That's so wild. Okay, so now with the positive speaking stuff, you and I met doing stand-up probably, right? So far. It was so far stuff.
Was where I really feel like
that's where our friendship blossomed.
I feel like it did.
Yeah. Now, prior to that, though, were you doing stand-up? Were you like...
Yeah. But I want to talk about the bro out, too, because, dude, I love you.
I love you, dude. Come on, man.
I really do, man. I remember the So Far Sound show we did. And
for folks who don't know, So Far Sounds it's an independent music community. They throw like house party shows or, shows in backyard grottos, these really cool secret locations
100%.
With awesome independent like artists. And in LA, they used to allow comedians to host the shows, and they do not anymore. Yeah,
they stopped that.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like right after us, I feel like.
And this is pre-COVID. They stopped it because, I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus, but a lot of us were killing that shit as comedians.
Yeah.
Me, Morgan, you, we were doing like really well, just opening the show with comedy, and then the rest of the show was music. And some of the heads in LA, I feel like they thought we were taking attention away from the music.
Maybe.
So they wanted us to stop doing comedy and just host and just give the rules up front and then intro the artists and then leave. Yeah. And that is how they wanted the host duties to go. But dude, the audience loved comedy up top. It was so unexpected. Fun. And all of us, there were maybe 1 or 2 guys that like, they would do like a rape joke, and that's not the vibe.
No, it's not the vibe. It's very feel good. Yeah.
But it was like happy and positive, good vibe type stuff. So like you, me, Morgan, Greg, we were killing it as hosts. And so I think when we got like new leadership in LA, they were like, these guys are like stealing our swag a little bit. Like, I don't think we should give them a platform. This is our platform.
It was a hard stop.
It felt a little weird. It was a hard stop. Yeah.
But the one that I remember where like, because I feel like we knew each other in the comedy world. But like, it's interesting because you'll meet people at shows, but you're not like totally hanging out. Everyone seems to be doing their thing.
Yeah.
And then at that So Far, it was a private show, and it was
it the big house?
Yes. Yeah, it was in the backyard. Dude, that was
crazy. Oh man.
That was, and I think both you and I were just like being so broy. That's when we were talking about the like, how'd you get this muscle?
Yeah, muscle.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
dude! How'd you get that muscle on your shoulder, dude?
Oh yeah,
that thing's poking out.
Yeah, dude. Thank you, bro.
What is that, dude? Your carotid?
Yeah. It's my right nipple carotid.
Yeah, carotidoid's looking dope, dude.
Yeah,
sick carotidoids, dude.
Dude, it's good times though.
So during that time, you were doing. Did you start doing stand up? Was that your first experience at like being live in front of an audience, or did you ever do like public speaking type stuff before?
Dude, I love the question. It's
I got good questions, dude.
You should do a show.
Questions. I should do a podcast, dude.
You got a setup here, bro. You got a setup. So all right, my like short background, and we're also gonna talk about mushrooms because
Would love to.
they're so involved in this.
Oh, I love it.
But my short background was like I was doing college lacrosse, which is I joke it's the broiest and douchiest thing that you can do, but I loved it, and I was on track to go into finance, and I was just like, this is not me.
Mm-hmm.
But like all my friends were doing, everyone was doing it, and then one night I just had this. I had started to like move in the direction of performing. I was in Philly, and I would lie to my lacrosse team. I'd lie to my fraternity.
Where'd you go to school?
UPenn. And
Pennsylvania University.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, and it's a thing. It's a thing.
There's a lot of colleges in Philly, dude.
Philly's the
There's
best.
like 30 of them right
Dude,
across
I'm
the
wearing
street from each
I
other.
spoke at Temple. This is a
I
Temple
did a show
shirt.
at Temple.
Did you really?
I think
Temple's good
no,
stuff.
St. John's. St. John's.
Great.
Or
Great.
St. Joe's?
St. Joe's. Yeah. Great stuff.
Bro, I did a show at St. Joe's. I think it was like 3 years ago, and I asked the program board that booked me if I could get tickets to the basketball game because I'm a huge college basketball fan.
Yeah.
And they got me tickets, and it ended up being like this crazy fucking buzzer beater. This guy hit the game-winning shot at the buzzer.
Awesome, man.
St. Joe's won. I was like surrounded by all these Philly dudes. They
Yeah.
were like, yeah, fucking yeah. And I was like, yeah, fucking yeah. It was amazing. It was so cool.
That's literally every Philly dude.
Yeah, Philly dudes are nuts, but it was great. But go on.
Oh man, there's so many good things to talk about. That's one thing I do love about live is just like, and there's a lot of blessings to virtual, all that good stuff.
So you were going into finance and
okay, sure, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So I was like lying to them, and then like I would literally play in a lacrosse game Saturday, go to the fraternity party Saturday night, and then Sunday morning I'd sneak off to go do student films in Philly because I was just like, I want to do something performing.
Cool.
But like when I told, my bro friends, they were like, it's queer.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Not the most supportive.
Sure.
And but I was like, I feel like I have to do this. And then one night, this was the first time I'd ever eaten mushrooms in my life. I thought I was gonna see like dancing gnomes. It was not the case.
Yeah, you don't.
I made a campfire with like my 3 good friends, which literally just meant we burned magazines in like our dirt patch
in the kitchen.
Yeah. And I was just talking about life. My one buddy was like, write this down. So I just like wrote from the heart all night, woke up the next morning, read what I wrote, and I was like, well, that's it. And I stopped doing finance, started doing performing, made plans to move to LA.
Wow. This is senior year of college?
Yeah, senior year. So I literally stopped my major, stopped all that stuff, and I was like, the question was, what do I want to do with my moments on Earth?
Mm-hmm.
And then once that question was in my head, I was like, what the hell am I talking about?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to do a job I hate for an outcome I don't want. Like,
you
know?
And this was a steady build, right? It wasn't just a spark.
It was in me, but everything, and that's why I love, like where college students and like the years around that are at, because everything in my life system was pushing me towards doing this job, which is a great job and a great field. And if it's for you, but I was like, it's just not. But it was literally me having to like all my close friends, my family, everyone be like, hey, I'm not going to do everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to move to the other side of the country and do this.
Wow. What was the response from your family?
My mom and dad, bless their souls, they literally were like, think about it. And then they were like, okay. Like, I think they knew that if I was all in, then they're like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just, my dad is very much like, as long as you're working hard. Like, as long as you're going hard.
And where did they come from? What did your parents do?
So
they career folks?
My mom married my dad at 19 years old. Married for 45 years.
What?
And then they got divorced.
Holy shit. What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah.
What? Amicably? Divorced?
No.
Oh, it was a bad divorce. Okay, we don't have to talk about it.
No, I'd love to.
That's wild, dude. Was it a happy marriage?
So here's the
45
thing.
years.
Man, it's it's such a like just humans. Like my mom got married when she was 19 years old.
Yeah.
Got married, had kids at 20, 21.
Yeah,
and then
that's similar to mine.
Yeah, and I love my dad, but he was not a loving. He did not treat her with a lot of love.
Okay.
And I'm proud of my mom. I'm proud of her because there's another reality She did it at 65 years old. There's another reality where she could have just been like, I guess I'll run out the clock here.
Fuck.
Right?
I mean, she is in a parallel universe.
Right?
She is doing that.
Total. Oh, that's.
You know? So this one,
Don't
she's
do
probably
it,
way
parallel
happier.
mom.
It's too late. She's already doing it.
Shit, right now?
Yeah, she's sad right now. But we're all sad in a parallel universe. But we're also all super happy in a parallel universe. And in this universe, we're really happy, and that's all that matters. So
I'm a little sad sometimes in COVID.
That's so. It's always interesting to hear about those people
gosh.
who are together for like decades,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden split.
Yeah.
And like, I almost like that in a way because it shows that they really are following the intention of evolving as their own person. Because over decades of time, if you stay in something, you stay. Sure, there's a lot of people that benefit from that, but the people who get out of that takes such fucking strength and courage to like stop being in a really committed relationship after decades. That's wild.
Your parents got married young too?
My mom was 22 or 23.
Yeah.
Dad was 20, 21.
Yeah. Oh,
or it was 21 and 24, something like that.
Yeah.
I think my dad was 21 when I was born, and my mom was 23, or maybe it was 20 and 23. It was something within that realm. Yeah.
So your mom and dad, I don't know much about your family, but they're like,
well, they're divorced now.
Okay, but they're not that older than you.
No, they're like 5 years older than me. We hang out all the time. No, yeah, it's. I mean, I grew up with my mom, so she was like my best friend growing up. It wasn't even like a mother-son relationship. It was like a hang out and chill. She's like my bro. I was like her little bro.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
We did like cool bro shit. You know, we went to Sacramento Kings games and snuck down to the locker rooms,
man,
and got autographs. It was great.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And so they found out that you wanted to bail.
I know we're bouncing around. I'm excited.
No, it's great.
I feel like
I just
want to
learn, and then we'll bounce around from time to time to side stuff.
So best thing that I ever did, man, was I came out to LA and I'm like doing acting, you know, cool, because Entourage was on at the time, and I'm like, or like, you know, I had no idea what this world was, so I was like, I guess you do acting, and I just remember, man, I was doing acting and I was fine at it, and like fast forward, I did acting stuff. I was on Modern Family and Tosh.0 and like,
cool.
But doing it, I never really loved it. And at the same time, I was coaching high school lacrosse, and I started doing comedy, and that was like the coolest experience because by day I was coaching high school lacrosse with like 15 to 18-year-olds who are like my dudes, and I love best thing I've ever done in my life.
By the way, I played lacrosse.
Dude, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Bruh.
Come on. Did you not know that?
I did not know that.
So I played I wanted another sport because I was always like a 3 or 4 sport guy until high school.
You're a 5.
Now I'm a 12 sport guy. But once I hit high school, I focused on basketball.
Yeah, you got game, man.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you got game.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
But I wanted another sport for like the spring, and when I tried out for the lacrosse team, I had an ankle injury, so I could only try out for goalie. Ooh. And I ended up being really good at goalie because I have really fast reflexes. So I was making all kinds of crazy fucking saves. We had this guy who played D1 lacrosse that was coaching us, and he was like fresh out of college, and he would pull all these moves. And I remember one time he did this like fake and then flipped it behind his head as a shot.
Hell yeah.
And dude, I was holding the net, right? And all I did was
nice.
And I blocked it with the fucking edge of my stick.
Yeah, man.
And I did it on purpose. And like, and he was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Yeah, you little bitch." And so I played goalie. I always wanted to play like midi or attack.
You'd be great.
Or something.
Here's the thing, but
I just never got the stick skills down.
Well, that's the like to play the sport, like to ante up and play the sport, you got to learn how to use the stick, which is like, it's a weird thing to use a stick.
It is.
With a net, and there's like variables in the net, all that good stuff. But people are always like, oh, it's like hockey. It kind of is, but it's like basketball.
It's basketball.
Because the crossover, the splits, the rolls, how you move an offense.
And passing, and there's screens involved.
I never played baskmebasketball, and I wish I did. Because I'm pretty wet with a lacrosse stick, and I'm like, use my hands.
It's a similar thing, I mean, the coordination is completely different between lacrosse and basketball upper body wise. lower body wise, I feel like it's the same because it's short bursts of energy and there's a lot of lateral movement.
Yeah.
But if you were gonna go from lacrosse to basketball, I think that would be harder than going from basketball to lacrosse.
Do you ever have the thoughts now? Because it'll still play in my head of like,
Yeah.
all right, what if I just take a couple years and like I just go all in on basketball or lacrosse?
Oh
like,
yeah, dude.
maybe just one more run at this.
Dude, I think about this all the time. I literally think about it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I think I could play like in Croatia.
Yeah,
for
hell
a
yeah.
summer.
Oh, you could play in Croatia.
I could play in like the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And make, $500 a month. Because that's what they do out there. They don't really make a lot of money.
Right.
Like there are so many professional basketball leagues around the world that are lower tier
Yeah.
and like semi pro where dudes play,
Yeah.
but they're getting paid like $1,000 a month and they're getting put up in an apartment for free. But they're playing because they fucking love to play.
And the experience of that, like.
And the experience of it. And you can play through like your 30s
Right.
that way.
Right.
You can't do that in the NBA.
Yeah.
Once you hit 30, it's really hard to get
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
league because teams want a franchise player that's younger that they can build up
Right.
in their system. So once you're 30 and you're out of the league and you're in Croatia or something,
Yeah.
like my buddy from Santa Barbara is playing in Sydney now, Orlando Johnson, amazing dude. And he was in the NBA for a while.
Yeah.
Now he's like, I think he's early 30s,
Yeah.
maybe 31 maybe. So I would hope that he has the opportunity to get back in the league if he wanted. But from a team's point of view, it's like, why would we bring on somebody who maybe has 3 or 4 more years left
Yeah.
when we could bring on
Yeah.
somebody who's got 10?
Just the business side of it.
Yeah, it's business.
But I love. I mean, this is a tangent, but I've been fortunate to play lacrosse. I played in the World Cup with Team Argentina, which was like a bonkers.
Holy shit. So you're good at lacrosse. So you played D1 lacrosse.
I played D1 lacrosse,
And then you coached.
I got U.S. Lacrosse Coach of the Year. This feels like humble brag
Are you
territory.
Argentinian?
No, not a lick.
How did you play for Argentina?
So they're just super welcoming.
What? You just know like 5 words of Spanish?
Un poco, sí.
Yeah. And they're like, come on.
Yeah, it's good enough. So in the last 2 World Cups ago, I helped them out and just kind of like helped out coaching a little bit. And then the last World Cup.
How did you get the coaching gig?
So I coached lacrosse in LA.
Just through community of lacrosse?
The coaching lacrosse in LA went well. And
Mhm.
then one guy that I knew had moved to Switzerland and was doing lacrosse in Switzerland. He invited me. He was like, hey, man, can you come out? And so I coached and played in Switzerland for 2 weeks. And then it was kind of like dude, it's such a truth of life. It was just things lead to things. And then fast forward, I'd done it in 15 countries like Poland, Slovakia, Argentina, Bulgaria. Like I'd gone and played and coached. So I kind of had that muscle of growing the game.
Yeah.
And then Argentina has 3 non-passport spots. They're allowed it. So I tried out in America and then made it down to go play in the Argentinian National Championship. And then, yeah.
Wow.
So it's cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You played in the fucking World Cup, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's, that was cool. That was freaking cool. Yeah. The best parts of that, man, honestly, were, and this is always the truth, it was the bro outs with the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Oh
the
my
hang.
gosh. Dude, yeah.
Did you get some run, though? Did you get some field action? Did you play?
Second top goal scorer. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you scored? You scored a goal in the World Cup. In the Lacrosse World Cup, you scored a goal.
I mean, 30.
You scored 30 goals.
I mean, this feels like humble bragging
Holy
stuff.
shit, dude. Isn't this crazy?
Second,
or no?
Second top goal scorer in the
I mean,
world.
it's obviously not the prestige of the Soccer World Cup, which has the entire
You
world
don't have to
watching,
just...
But
My confidence is so fragile.
I'm
You don't
trying
have
to
to
crush
like
you a little
rock
bit.
me.
I need to bring you back
But
down
it
to
was.
earth,
I was getting humble braggy, so it's good. Bring me back.
No, I want to know. So that's so crazy. So what type of audience is there for the Lacrosse World Cup?
Well, here's the thing, man. It was supposed to be in America is still the hub. Canada,
For
not
lacrosse?
Yeah, America's
Okay.
the number one. Canada has incredible like skill and athletes and all that, but popularity, I'd say it's still number 2. Australia's 3. England or Germany's probably 4.
Wait, Canada, it's behind hockey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not basing this off a
and
lot,
it's ahead,
but
and in Canada, it's ahead of basketball.
yeah. Do Canadians play basketball?
Toronto Raptors.
That's right.
Won
That's
a championship 2 years
Right.
ago.
It was probably mostly Americans on that roster.
Yes.
Okay.
I would assume.
All right, well, this is a lot of lax
lacrosse.
talk.
So lacrosse. Okay. All right. So okay. Yeah.
Oh, bringing it back to all right. So coaching though. So I was coaching it, and what was really funny, man, was I was coaching it at this like pretty like intense, prestigious high school. And the kids and I had a great relationship. The school hated me. The school hated me because but this is part of why I got along with like the guys, was like I was coaching them by day, and then I'd literally change in my car and go tell like broy dick jokes at stand up.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, man. So then fast forward, I was doing American Ninja Warrior and I was hosting and I was doing a lot of stand up, and it was like, oh, this is who I am. I'm going to be a stand up / host. And then this little like, I missed that one layer of motivation with the guys of like, not only are we having fun and joking, which was what I was doing with hosting and stand up, but like also I loved to like, bro, you didn't think you could do that and now you just did that. Like that part of it.
Yeah.
So I started doing motivational comedy
for like for companies.
So
or were you going to open mics like, you guys can do it? I believe in you. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's you. Open the door and let yourself in. Like that type of stuff?
Honestly,
that's probably what you did.
Verbatim.
Why'd the chicken cross the road? Because he knew he could.
Dude, it was literally.
How do you prepare to do motivational comedy?
So, I mean, there's so many different parts of this, but I literally was just like, I want to do this. I don't really see this in the world. There was a guy, Kyle Cease, JP Sears is like,
yep.
We'll talk more on it, dude, but like an idol to me. And like, of just combining humor with like
a message,
realness. Yes.
Authenticity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that, how you put that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, you know what? I've never seen a motivational comedian. That's what I'm going to do. And then I just applied to these TEDx Talks and I started to get them. And I was like, oh, cool. So
what were you putting on your application? Like, I fire people up and make them laugh?
And this is like, and I know a little about your audience, but I don't, if you want to do something, like, just start doing it. Like,
yeah.
Literally, I got into speaking because I wanted to do it. And I just started reaching out to like some organizations that I had loose affiliations with. And I was like, can I come speak to, like, I reached out to the head coach at Penn and I was like, can I come speak to the team? And he's like, yeah. I was at this Ninja Warrior event and I was just like talking with an athlete who's amazing, Maggie Thorne. And this is such a Maggie Thorne thing to do. She is badass. She was like, what are your dreams? Like, literally, we're at this event and we have like 3 seconds before we go and we're about to like hype up these kids.
Yeah.
And she literally pulls me aside and like, such a her thing. She just pulls me aside. She goes, what are your dreams? And I go, I really like, I love this. Like, I want to speak. And she's like, okay. And then like a month later, she's like, come speak to my female empowerment organization of like, so anyways, man, I did those. I filmed it, put together a tape, sent it off to these TEDx Talks. And then that year I did 5, TEDx Talks, which I was like, okay, like it was a good pat on the butt of go, like, go do it. Yeah.
Do you have any of the TEDx Talks online?
Oh, yeah, man. Start Sucking is one that is about this of like.
Oh, so do you have, when you do a TEDx Talk, is it different every time? Do you craft like a different one?
Yeah.
And how long are they usually? 15, 20 minutes?
Attention span. I would say like 12 to 15 is a good sweet spot.
Yeah.
One that you might dig is, it's called Victories from Tragedies, because I noticed that there was this occurrence that was happening where a tragedy hits a city, a hurricane, a shooting, a bombing, and that year, or soon after, the sports teams win the championship. Happened in New Orleans, happened in Houston, happened in Boston, happened in Vegas with the hockey team. They made it to the finals. And it happened in Japan after the tsunami. They won the World Cup after in the previous World Cup, didn't even get out of qualifying.
Happened for the Lakers.
Happened for the Lakers. So the question, and you bring it up to people and they go, oh, it's because they rallied. You're like, well, hold on. These are pro athletes.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be doing pretty darn good.
Yeah.
I just found it fascinating that in this world of millions of sports performance, then there was this variable where all these athletes are just like, yo, you ready to win this? And then they do.
Wow.
It's cool.
Yeah. So you did a TEDx talk on that, and did your talk stem from that? Like, was that the foundation of it?
It happened, I think it was after the Vegas shooting where their hockey team in the first year then made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, where I was like, okay, there's something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's ultimately, I mean, just to finish the loop on that, it's ultimately, which is a beautiful truth, is that if we're doing something for ourselves, we'll do pretty darn well.
Yeah.
But the moment that other people freaking need us, we find another layer. We find another level of what we can do because it's not about us anymore. It's about other people.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's awesome.
Go. Yeah, bro.
What were some of the other ones that you did?
Were
they all now they're all you call it positive speaking, but they are in essence motivational. Right?
It is. I mean, now, like, professionally, I speak on leadership and performance. And ultimately, though, what a lot of it is because I've dealt with so much. I joked earlier about the confidence thing. I've dealt with so many confidence issues and doubt. And
just in your life?
So many, man. Mm-hmm. I lost a year of college lacrosse from it. Dude, I was very skilled physically, but I would get so nervous, I would black out. I would go on the field.
What?
I'm not kidding you, man. I would black out, and I wouldn't be able to remember what was happening. And
was this during the game or prior?
Oh, no, this is during the game. I would be so fucking nervous. And I look back, man, and it kills me. I wish I could talk to that 19-year-old.
Wow.
I just wanted it so bad. And
do you remember that happening in high school too when you were growing up? Did you have like performance anxiety?
No, and it wasn't because high school I was so driven and I knew what I wanted to do. And I was so good at it that every time I played, I was just like, time to do it.
Yeah.
When I got to college, it was this dream that I had for so long since like 8th grade. Every time I would make a birthday wish or an eyelash, I'm a high school All-American Division I lacrosse player, high school All-American Division I lacrosse player. I would just like,
yeah.
So when I got to college, and I was like, it meant so fucking much to me. And that anything below like scoring 5 goals, which like you cannot score 5 goals, there's no 5-goal point. So I would just try to like do it all in one like sweep. And so I would end up like, I think back to like what my coach must have been thinking, where like I would like get on the field and like shoot from the 40-yard line, which is like not what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, so I lost a year to that. And then my junior year, I came back, kind of got my head straight, and I led the team in scoring. But it was like, I never, ever to this day, and I work with athletes now a lot, I'll never forget, dude, just being 19 years old, crying, like in a bathroom stall, literally, because I didn't want my team to see me. So, yeah.
That's so wild. Now, how did you kick that? How do you evolve from that into, like, did it just take time, or did you ever have like a conversation with somebody who you regard as a mentor, or did you listen to a lot of Gary Vee? Like, what?
You know what? Such a good question. So even when I came back my junior year, I hadn't solved the mental and emotional part. I was just outworking it. Meaning like I was just with pure force, I'll just outwork it. Even if I'm nervous, I'm just going to outwork it and play hard enough to outpower it. It wasn't until I coached high schoolers where I think I was like healing myself by seeing like Tommy. I think about this kid, Tommy was a freshman and so nervous. And he was starting in one of our big games against our rival, and he missed 3 shots in a row on the doorstep, which is like, bro, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And I remember my college coach would pull me after I missed 1. And I remember pulling this kid, Tommy, aside, and I'm being like, brother, like, hey, man, like, look at me. He was like not looking at me because he was so like shamed that he hadn't scored. And I was like, hey, man, am I yelling? I'm not yelling at you. Am I benching you? No. And I'm like, because you're going to score the next ones. Dude, he went off and scored 6 goals. Yeah. And like, I think that kind of stuff like healed me of what it means to just believe in yourself and others, even if it's not going great.
Have you ever seen Kobe's documentary Muse?
No, but I need to.
You should, because he has a section in it, and I've said this on the podcast before. I'll say it a million times probably throughout the course of my life, but he has a section on it in the documentary Muse where he talks about carrying yourself as the person you want to become. I'm going to butcher the quote, but it's
That's beautiful.
It's kind of like if you're operating with the mindset that you've already succeeded at what you want to do, then when you reach your goals, it won't be intoxicating. It won't mess with your head because it's like, this is supposed to happen. It's expected. It's already been happening. And so I'm butchering that a little bit, but to put it into context, like, for example, he's talked before that when he was in high school, he would carry himself like an NBA All-Star, like he's a Hall of Famer at fucking 17 years old. And that's a huge reason why he had the career he had, right? And so, you know, when I was playing basketball in college and even in high school, I was all fucked up. I was nervous all the time. I would like be great in pickup games, be great in practice, and then game day would come and I would pass up a shot, or I would like be nervous if I got like pressure defense because I just wanted to fucking succeed so bad. But I wasn't operating with the mindset that I was already in a place where I'm succeeding. Yeah. And if I was, obviously being 16 years old in high school, really hard to digest that thought and process it. But now it's completely different, and that's, you know, that's my operating system now.
Well, it's interesting, man. Why do you think you would pass up the shots then?
Probably because I was too nervous of missing them.
Yeah.
I was too nervous of missing them. I'd rather put that pressure on somebody else. Whereas, like, you know, the day I have a kid, I'm going to be like, no, shoot, you already made it. You need to have already made the shot before you take it. Yeah. And then if you miss, it's okay because you made the next one. Yeah. And but I didn't have anybody like that. I never had a mentor. True. You know, I didn't know any of that. I didn't even have this thought that I'm expressing now until within the past 10 years. But it's just interesting because, you know, somebody like, you know, nervous Alex in college or nervous Brent isn't operating with that. I think a lot of people don't operate with that too. I think that's why a lot of people are held back, is because they don't live with that mindset of they've already succeeded and become what they want to be.
It's interesting, man. Like, and this is something that I'll bring up now is like, and it happened, and we'll talk about it, of like the mushroom aspect. But this weekend I've just felt very much, and it's been work that I've been doing of putting together specifically for men and young men groups to improve that. Like literally to get each other's back and work through some of these things. Cause like to our point earlier, you can't do that stuff alone. Like you need, and specifically like guys to get your back if it's that kind of a thing. Yeah. So yeah, man.
Do you watch or follow any like motivational type people like Tony Robbins or Gary Vee or all those guys?
100%. All of them. Yeah. Literally name them.
Yeah. We did that video.
Yes, man.
It's out, right? It's already out.
Motivational quote people.
Did you post it on your Instagram
Come
yet?
on. Yeah, of course, bro.
I think Nikki did too. I was backed up with a bunch of stuff, so I haven't yet, but it's on.
Yeah, if you didn't like it, it's okay.
No, I do like it. It was like topical type shit and political stuff.
I get
was
it,
just
man.
In the way.
I get it.
I put it on my Facebook page.
Bro.
It's a good one though.
It is good.
It is good. Who are your favorite people to follow? Who do you really feel like vibrational energy from?
In my heart, and dude, this is exactly what you're talking about. You have to believe it first. And that even comes with like worthiness and deserving and enoughness. But like who I want to be in this world is Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Mel Robbins, Jay Shetty.
Who's Jay Shetty?
Great dude. He's a monk, but like a cool monk. Like that's probably the best way to put it. Like,
so he's like a monk that deals weed or what?
Like he's like tatted up. He's a good looking dude. He's relatable, super positive, he communicates all of the awesomeness of monkhood, if that's the word, but like super relatable. Yeah. Yeah, man, he's a boss. Cool. Yeah, man. So that's what I just feel like I need to and want to do with my moments on Earth. And it's perspective because I'm encouraged that I'm on that journey. But that's what I
after that night where you did those mushrooms, what's your relationship with mushrooms been like?
Yeah, let's do
it.
Today, I don't know.
Microdosing? You got like mushrooms in there, dude? You're just drinking mushroom powder?
But I would. So that changed my life. So from then on, I was like, mushrooms are not a like party thing. They are a sacred.
Oh, 100%. They're medicine.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So then I hadn't done them in 5 years. I found myself at a similar crossroads. I was in LA. I was doing all these different things, but I'm like, what do I really want to do? And so I had it again very differently. I paid $400.
Holy
it was
shit.
curated in the Hollywood Hills by like very different experience.
For like a session?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And but it was beautiful. And then since then
Well, did you have like a shaman?
Yeah, something like that. Honestly, her name was like Deborah. I don't think she was a shaman.
No, dude. Her name has to be like Rainwater or something for it to be legit.
Yeah, it's Rainwater Deborah. Yeah.
Was it you and a couple other people?
Yeah, it was very curated. We like wrote and like had intentions going in, and there was guides.
Yeah.
Since then, I've also gotten back to like, so basically, man, like 2020 has not been my favorite year.
Why not?
And
That's
like,
weird.
I look at people who, listen, we can talk a lot on it, but anyways, I had found myself not really feeling like myself for a lot of it, and so I needed some kind of a kickstart, and just like, so this past weekend, I went out, got a Airbnb in Temecula alone, and was like, bro,
oh hell yeah,
I was like, you're gonna have some moments with you, and so
that's really healthy. By the way, I do that a lot. Every couple months, I take a weekend to myself. I don't tell anybody where I'm going.
I love it,
and I just cruise.
I love
that.
I
just go.
Yes,
and usually I bring mushrooms.
I think that's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
it's just. What I've found is it's a heart opener. And so that's where I had like a lot of beautiful moments. So I did that on Sunday night, and it was just like, it was so good, man. There was like healing moments of like literally me talking to little 7-year-old me.
Good.
Of like,
yeah.
And it's so funny, man. That stuff is easy to eye roll at or dismiss. Like, I come from East Coast type A. Like, it's easy to dismiss that stuff as like, yeah, you're going to talk to your little self. Bro, we're just big kids.
Yeah,
we're just big kids.
Yeah.
So, but I had an interesting moment, which I haven't brought up to anyone, but this, I mean, you're the dude, is of envisioning my future. Like, I was talking to little me, 7 me, and then I want to keep exploring it, but it was me, the future me talking to me.
Ooh.
And that was something really interesting.
That's cool.
Because I was like, oh, of course. Like, if I can be here and talk to, I say 7-year-old, but it's like, I was going back to some of my like moments that I didn't love being a kid and talking to that me. Why wouldn't that exist for the future me talking to me now?
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Did you get a download?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the biggest part of it was, and this is all part of it, man, of like, I'm forming these like men's groups of, my basic thing was I made a list of men I admire and I'm not on the list. And the basic, what came to me was like, become a man you admire. Become a man you admire. Like, you can, of course you can.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the men's group, I have a few friends in like the spiritual and conscious communities that have done men's groups or women's groups or empowerment things, and I think it's really cool. I think it's great. I did kind of that last time I was in Austin. I was hanging out with JP. We did a version of that. And it was awesome. It was really fun. Yeah.
Well, the one that I'm forming now is I have not seen someone do it for the bros.
Yeah.
If I'm being real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And so I'm putting together these groups of like, listen, maybe you're in a fraternity or you played basketball or lacrosse, or like, you still need support. You don't have to be like,
well, and you also need, like a channel for emotional expression without feeling hesitant because you're going to be mocked or made fun of. You know, the way I would for sure make fun of my friends in college for getting
100%.
Emotional. Be like, shut up, you little bitch, dude. Drink that Fireball, bitch.
Yeah.
It's time to go, dude. It's time to crush puss, dude. Shut the phone. I want to hear about your fucking dreams, dude. We got dreams tonight of crushing puss, dude.
Until it's 3 a.m. and you're on the porch hammered and
just eating nachos, and then that's when the sharing happens.
Yeah, 100%.
Is over a bucket of nachos at 3 a.m. That's really cool. So you're forming the groups.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still doing mushrooms regularly?
Or
is it
no,
only on those trips?
I want to keep them as a, I don't mean to be like cliche with it, but like a sacred thing. So I'm right now, I currently with 2020 and everything like that, I do feel like now is the time to heal stuff. Mm-hmm. Like it just is. And to really, get ingrained of, God, dude, your biceps fantastic on that.
Oh yeah, that's real. Yeah, I'm very vascular.
I got distracted by Brent's image of just his physique. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's the banner for the podcast on the TV over there. That's,
distracting.
I'm really good looking. I'm in really good shape. I'm very good looking. I've actually been vegan all week this week.
Have you? How's that
going?
going?
I'm trying to recover from all the Christmas stuff I ate.
Oh, I totally get that.
Because I was doing pasta and heavy stuff,
Dude,
and
I love
cream
your pasta
and cheese.
cooking.
Oh, bro, you got to come over for Pasta Sunday.
Stop.
When I move into the new place, I'm gonna start doing Pasta Sundays more regularly.
Oh, bro, my mom's Italian. Ardelia Canzonero.
Yeah?
I'm in.
What's your last name?
My last name's
hers.
Oh, Canzonero.
Do you know where she's from in Italy?
Naples and Sicily.
Her family's from
Yeah.
Naples and Sicily.
Yeah.
Those are two very different places. That's cool. Naples is pizza. Sicily is oranges and pistachios.
Sicilians supposedly are like kind of a little sketch. I think Naples is a little sketch too.
Naples is
My
kind of
fam
sketch.
might be sketch.
Sicily is like historically where a lot of the families have come from, like the
Got
big
it.
families.
Yeah,
right?
I'm in the families. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's so funny whenever two Italian people talk, they're always like, "Oh, you're Italian, dude? Let's talk. I'm Italian too, bro. Where's your family from? Fucking yeah, dude. Me too. You ever had pasta?"
I love Italian culture.
It's
Morgan's
my favorite
Italian
thing.
too, right?
He's half, I believe,
he's
or
a
maybe a little
halfie.
less than half.
Have to.
But yeah, my family's from the South. Grandfather's from the South. Grandmother from the North. But yeah, over Christmas it was just mad food, like pasta almost every night,
Yeah.
crazy cheese, tons of meat, and so I'm trying to get back into the I need my footwork back. So I've been doing intermittent fasting every day. Tonight I'm gonna have a big fat steak, and then I'm gonna move on back into the meat diet for the rest of the month. But
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
You're okay. The mushrooms. You do. It's sacred. Have you ever microdosed?
So I did a program that was microdosing ayahuasca.
Whoa.
But not like the super intense ayahuasca. I think it's like
I've heard of people doing that.
There's like root
intense.
and there's leaf, or there's like stem and leaf. I think leaf is the like real intense. This was like stem.
Okay.
And you're taking like, it was very, very guided, like a program. So you're not like self-medicating, and you take it literally like a spoonful. So you're not like literally I was doing very professional stuff and training and competing with American Ninja Warrior. Like it's not like you're like on another
you're not floating in a cloud.
No, it's just like supposed to just like open you up a little bit more to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I but got a microdoses mushroom, and he taught me how. And you take all the I can neither confirm nor deny that I do this. He takes all the mushrooms and he puts them in a coffee grinder or a blender, because the psilocybin in mushrooms is not evenly dispersed. You could have a little bit that has nothing. You have a little bit that has it all. So he blends it all up into a powder or like a really crushed up form, and then puts it in capsules.
Got it.
And so I have that. Or I mean, I don't have that. I mean, I might have that. And so
should I not have said the ayahuasca thing? Is that now you're making me feel
like
I
don't really think
also
it
though
matters.
like maybe I didn't do that.
Dude, for us, maybe he was lying. For us though, it's like we're not ever gonna be looking to get hired by a Fortune 500 company, and if we
Actually,
are,
I
it's better for our brand. Yeah, I mean, fuck it, dude. Those people are all doing shit.
Yeah, honestly,
people do meth that work for like that are like financial advisors, and they're doing meth at noon. It's crazy.
What people I think are going to and need to keep growing up with and maturing
also,
is
I'm sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but I actively want to bring the stigma down from mushrooms, which is why I really enjoyed talking about it. So you know what? Fuck it. I have that in my room right now, and I'm microdosing every once in a while, because it's a medicine, and when you treat it like a medicine, it helps. When you don't abuse it, you could abuse Tylenol and get super high, but you treat it like a medicine because it helps. Although fuck Tylenol because Big Pharma, whatever.
Totally.
So I would love to bring the stigma of mushrooms down. The path that weed has taken has been beautiful, and hopefully that stigma will be completely erased once fucking people that are right wing figure out that it's good for the economy to legalize it. And then
I think mushrooms are legal in Denver now.
They are, and everything's legal in Portland.
Really?
Right? Wasn't that the bill that just passed in November?
It feels like such a billboard.
I think you can get caught with like a bag of meth, and they'll be like, "Hey, have a good day."
It's Portland.
Yeah. So
that's funny, man.
I would love for there to be no stigma for mushrooms.
Yeah.
And for that to be fully decriminalized.
Well, I cannot confirm or
so
deny the ayahuasca mushroom thing. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not.
Maybe.
Um,
Yeah. So, okay. So what do you, are you trying to do like a long TED Talk? Like a TED special? Is that something that's ever happened before? Or where are you trying to take the positive speaking?
So I love what I do, which is it is speaking at companies and organizations and universities and sports teams and high schools. And I love that. So that, like, I'm all in and I want to keep doing that. It's like, it's beautiful that it has all the motivation stuff, but it also satisfies my like stand-up performer part of me.
Yeah.
Because I do, it all like serves the greater points, but like I have like 10 or 15 minutes of stand-up in the 50 minutes that I'm up there.
Just sporadically
put
like
in
a joke or two here and
Oh
there.
my gosh, yeah. And I do down the road want to do a motivational comedy special. I think like Mark Birbiglia is a good example of like, you know, there's a way to do comedy with like
storytelling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does different, obviously, because
Yes.
he's more comedy and
Totally.
storytelling. But yeah, that's really cool. I don't know what Kyle sees.
Kyle sees, he's very much now in coaching. I don't think he does stand up anymore.
Yeah.
But
he started as a stand up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know who does it the best? The people that I've seen do this craft the best, which is mix comedy with like merit, are pastors.
Right.
Pastors are freaking funny.
Yeah, dude.
They're energetic, they're
great
engaging,
stage presence.
and they're there for like an hour.
Yeah.
Granted,
Headliners.
they don't have to come up with a lot of their content.
And they have no openers. Who do
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
opening
yeah.
for them? Jesus? Jesus is opening for the pastors? Dude, that's it.
Yeah. Following up on that. Oh gosh,
That's
man.
cool. Do you go to church? Are you religious?
So it's funny, man. My mom being, you know, she was Italian Catholic, really repelled the church after that because I think she had to deal with a lot of like, you know, organizational BS.
Yeah.
So I joke that I'm new to religion or new to spirit. No. So let's separate religion and spirituality. But I sometimes go to church, well, when it was live, because I loved the community feel.
Yeah.
I just loved it. Like, oh my gosh, man, 100 people are all here vibing. Like you look around, everyone's just like, eyes closed, feeling good. Their music, like churches do it right. Their music slaps.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So I would go. I need to learn more about Jesus because I don't know about that part of it yet. Like, but the overall like what spirituality stands for, I'm in. I love the like betterment and community and feel good
Positivity.
Yes.
Everybody's a family.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I never went to church except for funerals growing up.
Oof.
That was
Interesting
Yeah.
reason to be pulled in. Yeah.
That was it. But I feel like I might just start going every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just to check it out, kind of.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man. Come to Mosaic with me.
Okay.
Or Vintage also is where I've started going recently. Yeah.
Sure. I'll go to church with you, bro.
Bros.
I'll go to church.
Church
dude.
and pasta?
Church and pasta, bros?
Name a better combo.
Church in the morning, pasta at night, baby.
Bang out
I was thinking about going just the other day just to like be in a space that's peaceful and quiet and positive.
Yeah, man.
I'm not interested in accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior. Although I respect everybody who does. It's totally cool. I would never talk down on that or shame that in any way.
Right.
But I have my own system of belief that's helped me through challenging times and continues to do so.
I'm curious on that system of belief, man. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, that's all. What I just said is complete bullshit. I have no idea. But it makes me sound cool, and that's why
I have a step-by-step system.
I have a step-by-step plan called Brent's Guide to Being Spiritually Dope.
Yeah.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Sickness. Yeah, I feel like I've adopted tenets from multiple religious ideologies over the years, and I continue to do so, and I bring some in and I toss some out, and I bring some in and I toss some out.
Oh, I love that, man.
And it's to me it's just about what works for you, and for some people every single word in the Bible works for them. Fucking great, dude, as long as you're not hurting anyone. And for other people, every single thing that L. Ron Hubbard wrote works for them.
Totally.
And, you know, a little bit weird, but you know what?
Yeah.
Don't hurt anyone and we're good. So for me, it's like I've read Taoism and Buddhism and
That's beautiful.
some other stuff. My best friend for life is Muslim. And his whole family was born in Afghanistan. He's the first in his family to be born in America. We grew up together, and he's spoken to me a lot about the Quran and a lot of the teachings of the Quran. And there's a lot of love in the Quran that I really identify with.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so it's just about, and I'm still learning. Like, I couldn't tell you a passage from the Quran right now, but via conversations like this and with other people and just random readings once in a while.
Well, I think we should.
I mean, to get a better sense of what I believe in.
Teams are dangerous, man, and like this even goes into politics, and it's dangerous when we say this is our team, and I'm not open to anything else that's not our team.
Yeah,
and I think that's like, it's just not the way to be about things. Like, you can be passionate and confident and fiery about your beliefs while still being open to like the awesomeness of other people's beliefs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the tribalism thing. Is like there's a toxic level you hit in tribal. Tribalism is like inherent. It's just natural. We're all gonna have a tribe of friends that we get along with better than those types of people. We're all gonna have a sports team that we like and we fucking hate the Raiders.
Yeah.
But when it gets toxic is when you stab somebody for wearing a Raiders jersey.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So the levels of tribalism, some are healthier than others.
Yeah, the current one, and we don't have to go into too much, but the current big teams of red and blue is not good.
Oh, it's wild, dude. I've been purple pilled.
What's purple pilled?
You know the phrase, you've been red pilled.
Yeah.
From Matrix
Yeah.
is where it started. But now it's like when you get red pilled, the connotation seems to be, you recognize that Republicans are getting everything right and conservative values are what's going to bring this country forward. That, to me, and maybe I'm getting it wrong a little bit.
Oh, and blue pill is you see the
And blue pill, yes.
So purple is your combo platter.
Yeah, purple is you realize, all these people are fuckheads, and this is ridiculous. And while not everything is able to have a middle ground, on the whole wide scope, when you average it out, most things it will point you toward the middle. Like some things I believe fully left, some things I believe fully right. But having taken the purple pill, I feel like I have seen a lot of madness on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
That people are kind of refused to see.
Madness and also goodness. I mean, one thing that I love about the travel part of speaking, and I'm sure you're saying with stand-up, is like, it's brought me to places where I've done cities, Philly and Phoenix and New York City and all that. And then also, man, I've done talks in like
Missouri.
Small town Arkansas. Exactly.
Yeah,
I've been to Nebraska and Iowa many times, and such good-hearted, beautiful, high-character people.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that we think the people in cities are terrible or the people in rural America are terrible, because they're not.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Dude, they're
just
so
living
nice.
different realities.
So different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I loved traveling. That's the biggest thing I missed from stand-up.
Same.
Well, second to actually doing stand-up.
Totally.
But like, even more than the cool conversations with folks after the shows or like selling merch or hanging out with other comics, second to actually performing is traveling for me.
Yeah.
I loved it, dude. I've seen the coolest fucking places. I drove all the way across the entire state of Missouri once to do shows. And it's beautiful. And that's part of the whole purple pill that I've swallowed, is just being able to see and experience the people and cultures that make up America. You want a purple pill, dude?
Yeah, dude.
I'll give you a purple
just
pill,
don't get
baby.
it with your may or may not mushroom pills.
No, this one's great. Yeah, the purple pill will turn you up.
Does it taste grapey?
I'll be floating.
Oh, dude, floating's cool.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It's a weird time to be in. We thought 2021 was gonna be cooler, but it's probably gonna be wilder.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an odd thing to think about. Like, okay, because we're adding a different number, our reality is going to be different.
Right.
I just, man, I hope we can. I just miss a lot of. I'm down with like, listen, you can't go through life as a rear view. Like, this is going to be a new way we go, but there are parts of the old that we love. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people in the world love that we don't want to say goodbye to.
Yeah.
And we'll update in 2.0 it, but I do miss people being people and people being together.
What are some of the things that you think are within what you just said that people don't want to let go or
I'll say, events. I think anything that brings people together.
Yeah.
I think people are hardwired differently, man. There's introverts and extroverts, and I think some people may not miss all that stuff, and it might sound terrible.
Yeah.
We all know the people who are something, and that's blessings, if you don't want to go to this stuff, but I think there's so many people who want to have a big dinner party with friends, who want to go to a concert, who want to go pop down to their local restaurant that has like a jazz musician in the corner and, talk to their neighbors down the street. Like, there's just such beautiful moments of humanity that I crave and I feel a lot of people long for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you working on any new talks that have any of that?
That's a beautiful, it's a beautiful connection, and how we can create more community and culture is a big theme in what I talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, just shining more light on that. And that's also like, if this hits with anyone listening too, of these communities of men that I'm putting together and young men, it's literally like just bringing together groups to help each other enjoy and be better in life. Yeah.
Coming out of, talking to a positive speaker, because 2020 probably caused more depression and emotional and mental negativity than any other year. And I know classifying it just as a year is a little weird, but we'll call it the pandemic and everything related to the pandemic.
Yeah.
Everything. Job losses, business closures, mask mandates, politics, social movements, justice, and police brutality cases, and the landscape of events that happened between March and December of 2020 has caused more negativity than probably any 9-month span, at least in my lifetime. So what coming out of that, do you foresee, like, how do you think people should approach coming out of the pandemic over the next 2 years? Like, what are you going to be saying to people? How are you going to rework your positive messaging to match what's currently happening? Because before, your positive messaging is like, it's beautiful, it's based on what you've been through, it's based on your experiences and people you look up to. But now you have this year of insanity to work with. So what are some of the things that you think people should be pulling from that to move forward?
Dude, it's a great question. And honestly, even that term positive speaking is that's not even really what I do. It's I'll say that title sometimes, but it's speaking. That's what it is. It's communicating, and I try to shine a light on more positivity and hope and optimism, because if given the choice, which we all have, with screw this is dismal, I'm out, or okay, what can we make of this? I'm going to go with what can we make of this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what I think this time is to also be aware of what this time is. And that's also what I've had to take to heart as well, is there is a balance to this world. There is a balance. However, you breathe in, you breathe out. The tide comes in, the tide comes out. There's night, there's day, sun, the moon. There is a balance to this world. And so one thing, and I've talked with someone about it in my own life, because I have a coach and person that I talk with, is this is a time to do some stuff to be ready to bloom, you know? And maybe there are areas where you can bloom right now in your life. And if there are, whether those are friendships or relationships or self-care, to shine a light on those. But what I'm challenging myself is to not get through this time. Life is too damn short to get through any heartbeats that you have, and to just embrace what can this time be. Yeah.
So instead of just instead of just surviving, thriving.
Yeah, F that. Yeah.
Try to thrive.
And maybe it's, maybe it's that gap between survive and thrive that you're in, which is I gotta I think that's where a lot of people are I gotta dig into some shit here. I gotta work through some stuff in order to hopefully thrive in the future.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, and you see a lot of people doing that in the comedy world. I mean, I've seen a lot of people just kind of sitting back, waiting for shit to get done so they could go back to their open mics.
Yeah.
And I've seen other people quadruple their following because they're pumping out content and pivoting. Like JP.
Yeah.
You know, he's pumping out 2 or 3 videos a week.
Yeah.
He's quadrupled his following on Instagram.
Wow.
And during the pandemic. So yeah, it's a choice. I think it's a choice. Do you think here's a question though. Do you think it's a choice that people make? Do you think it's a conscious choice that people make on whether or not to pivot and thrive instead of survive? Or do you think that there are elements to people's individual personalities that don't even allow them to have that option, you know?
So, I mean, we all have our own makeup. We all have nature and nurture. We all came out of the womb in a certain way, and then we're playing on a game board that was different depending on who we were, where we are, who we're with, and that shaped who we are. So you're one of one. Like, not to go cliche like in Snowflake, but you are one of one. And I think it's super important that I communicate as positive as I am and as happy as I am and as much as I love life, which all those things, man, I do. I get sad. I get super bummed, negative and depressed, and like mornings are tough for me. And that's the moment when I wake up where I really, really, really have to like focus and try to chip away on little things that get me back to feeling good and feeling excited and engaged in
mornings,
this life.
Huh?
Mornings are where I've navigated that. And I have little tools that I have in my tool belt to help me, whether that is like having something in the morning that I'm excited about or engaged with, whether that's like listening to positive tunes or like reciting, I am beliefs about me and my life and what I want for myself. It goes back to the Kobe thing, like envisioning that future self. So anyways, I just don't want to ever come across like delirious, go lucky, happy guy 24/7, because that's not who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a morning routine?
I am formalizing that now because just like sports, like I'm realizing the importance of structure with it. So I'm kind of looking at the different tools that I have, and I want to make a recipe and a routine so it's just going.
Yeah.
But those ingredients, like waking up, and I think that space between when you wake up and when you get up is a beautiful, you're half in subconscious dreamland, you're half on this planet, and it's a pretty like sacred moment to like focus up and ingrain some stuff. Yeah. Set a tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I wake up, as soon as I wake up, I like sit for a few seconds and I look at the window and just see the light coming in.
Love that.
A little bit. Have my moment. And then I immediately chug this much water. How much water is this? I chug a full one of these.
Love that.
What is it?
It's on your bed?
18 ounces.
Yeah.
It's right next to my bed. It's on my nightstand.
Yeah.
So I sit up out of bed, throw that water in my body.
Yeah, get it in
Suck
there.
it down.
Yeah, with you. Yeah.
Cold shower.
You do a cold shower.
Freezing cold shower. I would do a cold dip if I had a pool or something.
That's part of my dream, yeah.
Have you seen the Tony Robbins documentary? You see what he has?
Yeah, it's badass.
That little fucking
I love it.
dip station.
I want that in a steam room.
Yeah.
That's part of my future self. Yeah.
Yeah. And then 15 minutes of yoga, and then I'm in.
When do you check your phone?
Not until after the yoga.
I love that.
I don't check in with the world until I've checked in with myself. You like that shit?
Snaps.
But sometimes I'll do yoga and then I'll work out immediately, and then I don't check my phone until after the workout.
That's cool.
But usually email right after yoga. But social media not until after workout.
Do you wake up same time every day?
I am now. I'm starting to now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to do 8 o'clock.
Because you probably do stuff at night.
I would like to get that to 7. I do. I'm up really late. I'm up until midnight or 12:30.
Yeah.
I need my 7 to 8 hours.
With you.
Yeah. I would like to do. I would like to be waking up at 6:30 or 7, but as soon as stand up starts up again, I'm gonna be out every night until 12 or 1, and that's just not possible.
Yeah.
So I don't even go off of wake up times anymore. I go off of as soon as I'm in bed. I need 8 hours until I'm getting out of bed.
Yeah.
So if that's at 2 a.m., sometimes I'm doing these videos overnight. I'm going to bed at 5 a.m.
Yeah, damn.
And so I'll set my alarm for 3 p.m. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's once you get into that routine, I come out and make my smoothie. I do coffee sometimes, and it's all a yoga. It's all somebody described it to me once as or a yogi described it to me once as like yoga isn't just yoga poses and stretching. The mentality of yoga, finding your yoga can be you wake up, you boil water, you put it in the French press, you press down slowly.
Something meditative, simple.
It's meditative to get you into your flow of life, whatever that is. So for my buddy, I forgot what his was. His is his smoothie. He does his morning smoothie with like 30 ingredients because he's got all these crazy powders and shit, and like organic fucking nuts named Brian or whatever. And so that's his yoga.
Yeah.
And you can find your yoga, and it should be yoga and stretching because it's very good for your body and will help you live longer, but it doesn't have to be. It can be something else, so that's been really important.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love like active meditations, which like I like doing dishes. I like folding laundry. You
like doing dishes, bro?
I don't love it, but I like that I'm simple, focused on one thing.
My mom likes doing dishes.
It's the meditative quality of it. It's simple. You're focused on something. It's with your hands. It occupies that side of your brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I love making the smoothies too because people make fun of me because I'll put anything in it. I'll put cauliflower and Brussels sprouts because like
what?
You just want to get them in my body.
That's crazy.
I just want to get it in my body. It might not be a smoothie.
Doesn't it taste like dirt?
Yeah, it's awful. But no, it's not that bad. It's basically I blend a salad and then I chug it because I'm like,
do you put salad dressing in there?
No. Maybe I should.
What are the ingredients in that salad smoothie, dude?
So it changes depending on what I got, but always carrots, celery. I love like lemon, ginger. If I got a little apple or blueberry.
Okay, so
and
you're
then,
going
like,
juice style.
Well, I blend it. It's a smoothie.
Yeah.
But and then if I have like a vegetable like cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, I just toss it in, just like get in my stomach.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about like proteins? Do you ever do nut butters or powders or
I do
milk,
a little.
milk?
I mean, especially with Ninja Warrior, I just don't want to get big. I'm bigger now because of the last 6 months of like whatever this time period, but now of these last months and the road ahead, I want to just because quite literally, like you need to be strong and solid, but you need to be pretty
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to not do too much protein. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's wild. I used to do smoothies like that with the ginger and a bunch of veggies, but now it's more recovery and muscle building.
Yeah.
Because I usually have I haven't even had it yet. I'm gonna have my first smoothie.
I'm gonna watch
after
you.
this.
I'm gonna watch
and
you.
What
do
is
it?
It's 12:15. So mine's what do I do? A banana. I do pea milk from plant plants, pea plants.
Yeah, pea plants. Okay.
It's got a lot of. It's really good. It's got like aminos and omegas and 8 grams of protein per cup. It's phenomenal, and it tastes like milk. It's delicious. Banana, pea milk, almond butter, collagen, and hemp protein or some other type of veggie protein, and then spinach and frozen blueberries. And it's a meal. It's a meal.
Oh yeah.
It'll keep me going all day. Yeah.
When's the next time you eat?
Maybe I'll have like some meat sticks or some like organic jerky as a snack, like an hour or two later. And then maybe 3 hours after the smoothie, I'll have a big meal.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of eggs or something, or like a bunch of tuna, 2 cans of tuna. And then maybe another snack later, like some nuts or whatever I didn't eat before, like eggs or tuna. I'll have it later.
Yeah.
And then dinner around 8.
Nice.
And then 3 hours. I don't eat for 3 hours before I go to bed.
Yeah. I'm trying to, trying to eat at like, especially with like the trainings, eat at like 6 or 6:30 and then not eat again after that. It's tough. Around like 10 or 11, you get pretty hungry, but I'm just like, I try to like breathe through it.
Yeah.
And then
Dude, it's hard to eat on the road when you're doing shows on the road. It's really
100%.
hard.
You know what I found is a good little hack is just going to grocery stores.
Yeah, that's what I started doing.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah. I would go to grocery stores and get like prepackaged chicken or whatever that's pre-cooked.
Yeah.
But sometimes the only grocery store is Walmart.
I know, man.
But they have an organic section now, so I get like the 5 pre-packed salads.
You'll love this, man. What is it? Walmart is the biggest, like one of the biggest Amazon-y things in the world. But why is it that I have a like endearing mom and pop feeling about it when I go in there.
About Walmart?
Yes.
Branding.
How is that
They
possible,
built that
man?
shit so perfectly, dude. Because everybody they showed in their commercials looks like your grandparents.
Right.
The greeters in the commercials, they look like your grandparents. Their logo is a little smiley face button that looks like it's from the 80s.
Yeah.
All that shit. Like they built their brand to look mom and pop.
Yeah.
And even it's so simple too. It's just blue, and then Walmart is big, bold letters that don't look metallic. They don't look futuristic. They look like if you took the Walmart logo and you put it in a pamphlet from the 40s, it would fit.
Yeah.
It's not like what's a good example of something now that's like I don't know, like the new Burger King logo, or like all these logos that get like updated or whatever.
Yeah.
Even Vaughn's is like big giant red letters. It's in your face and shit.
Vaughn's is...
I don't fuck with Vaughn's.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
You know? And they suck you in, dude. They suck you in.
Oh,
I used to go to Costco in college. We'd get tons of shit.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. But
I like Ralph's.
You like Ralph's?
Yeah, man. Do you
have an organic place near you?
So we can talk a lot on this, man.
Yeah, let's talk about groceries for the rest of the show. What do we got? Like 15 more minutes? Yeah, let's talk about groceries.
All right, we can pivot. People are like, wow, that really went off the edge there at the end.
I was with him for the lacrosse and the motivational stuff and mushrooms, but
about the time we started gawking on Brent's biceps, that's where we went off the rails.
Well, all right. Well, now you've been doing online stuff. So
Yeah.
have you been doing corporate events?
Yeah.
Now, nothing live though? Or have you done any live stuff?
No, the only live thing I did was I talked to some in Austin, some American Ninja Warrior young teams there, distancy, whatever. But I haven't done live. Since March 7th.
Yeah.
And I miss it.
Are you gonna jump back on it as soon as you're able to?
As soon as, I fully understand, why organizations and universities, associations need to be cautious and safety first and all of that good stuff. When it does come back to being a reality, heck yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah,
all in.
Yeah.
I'm a lifer with this, man. I've had the heart-to-heart moments of what I want to do with my time on Earth, and it's this.
Cool.
And that's also led me to these groups and forming more virtual communities for betterment. Cause I do one-on-one, I work with a pro athlete, a pro golfer now on, the umbrella term is mental and emotional fitness, but really what we do is we just talk about life and talk about things going on in his life and just getting a little more clarity and support with it and strategy. Yeah.
You gonna write a book?
Yeah, man. So that's on the
I'm gonna write a book.
I hope you do, man.
Yeah.
I almost, when you started talking about all the religious stuff, broism popped in my head.
Broism, that's
but I don't want to
hilarious.
put you in a box.
All right,
man.
this isn't about me. I totally interrupted and stole your thunder.
I was on the
I want to know
Pella
about your
show.
book. No, I asked you. I said, "Are you gonna write a book?" And then I immediately said, "I'm gonna write a book." That's my ego, diving
Here it
for an
is.
opportunity.
Yeah.
So
page 1.
That is part of your plan.
100%.
If you can even call it a plan.
100%. I need to, where I'm at in my journey is I need to plant that North Star of, branding, exactly what we are. And even the fact that I'm bouncing around of I'm a professional, positive. I need to kind of, so there's a title that I've been workshopping for it. But I know the content is what I'm so passionate about, which is people believing in themselves, being honest of the goals they really want. And then the how, the book is how do you make that happen? So whatever you want for yourself. Okay, awesome. Having awareness of really what you want, but then how do you overcome the fears and the failures and the challenges to actually do it? Cause that's been my whole freaking life.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, the working title is, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, whatever. You
don't have to if you don't.
Is fail proof.
Cool.
Become the unstoppable you.
You need to copyright that immediately.
Okay. Please don't steal it.
Don't
if you're
steal
listening.
it, guys.
Just it's 2020. We're all
come on,
we're doing
we're
our
all
best.
trying.
Yeah. Please don't steal it. You like that though?
I do.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
TM. Is that what people do?
Mm-hmm.
C with the little circle.
C with the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great, dude.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
I
man.
love it. I think that's really cool.
That, bro.
Yeah, and the TED stuff is awesome too. What I'm most excited for is to see the people around me, like you or JP or Morgan, who's doing all. They're between. Let's just take that example, okay? Me, you, Morgan, my current roommate,
Yeah.
who I will soon not be living with, and I love him, but I'm just moving.
Yeah.
And JP Sears.
Yeah.
We are all in a similar world doing very different things.
Yes.
And what I'm most excited for is to see in the next 10 years
Yeah.
what new blueprints we each create. You know?
Ooh.
Because like Andrew Schultz
Yeah.
created a blueprint.
Beast.
And he did it himself. Netflix gave him a bag of money, and then he did it for them. And he did it without anybody else. He put all his money into his own spot, did it all. He created a blueprint for himself. I see that, and I'm like, dope. Fuck that blueprint. I'm going to make my own.
I love that.
Right? And so now you're making your own. Morgan's making his own. JP's got his own. And I'm just stoked to see
I love that, man.
What kind of building that blueprint yields, you know?
You know what's also cool about what you said, man, is you said 10 years. And that goes to the patience piece of like, because in my head, I'm like, in 10 years, like, I almost like my shoulders relaxed a little bit when you said that.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't like this spring.
Dude, that's what I was doing 5 years ago. I was like, dude, I'm going to have $1 million by 26. You know, I mean, I'm 17 right now, but
totally.
Hypothetically, when I was 25, 5 years ago,
Totally.
I'm 17 right now. And
let's talk about age after this. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. We won't.
I don't share my age. Do you not share your age?
I always say I'm 17.
Because you
like,
are.
Always. Because I am. I'm just telling the truth. But I mean, I think I'm on one of those weird like YouTuber celebrity websites, and they have my birthday, so it's easy to figure out. But you could also just listen to me when I say that I'm 17. Anyways, the patience thing is so fucking huge, dude, because it's just like I can't stress it enough. It's something I remind myself of every day, because I remember starting stand up and being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a special in a year. Yeah. How could I not? I'm amazing.
Yeah.
I think I learned it more being in LA than I would have learned it anywhere else, because I was forced to see. Yeah. Like it forced me to be like, oh, this takes a long time.
What is your, or is this unfolding? Or are you keeping it tight? Just what is your blueprint?
I don't have one.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I do, but it's like I'm just gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have like win it, like if you're a basketball player, you have win an NBA championship as the end of the road, right? Career wise, like what better thing can you do in your basketball? Obviously, off the court, there's a million different things you could do, but on the court is win an NBA championship. For a comedian or an independent creator, there's so many different NBA championships.
Yes, totally.
You know, there's a special, there's a pilot, there's a show, there's a movie, there's this, there's that, there's
Stand-up
this, there's
tour.
that, there's a tour, there's an album, there's a Grammy, there's a there's so many things in the diaspora of.
Ooh, good word.
Thank you.
Siri, what is diaspora?
Diaspora? I think
know.
it's diaspora.
I don't know.
In the landscape of potential goals, there's just so many things that I don't even like saying them out loud. I just want to keep living. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's you're reinvigorating me of like also, and we'll talk more about this, but like you've reinvigorated me of I think I stopped doing more comedy just because of what I'm reinvigorated to bring comedy back into my life more, especially in this chapter. Yeah. Yeah. I think you should. Thanks, bro. I'm excited for you, dude. Yeah, man. I'm excited for you, bro. We haven't talked about dating or love life. I will save that for the next one. Okay, man. Yeah. Yeah. Where can people find you if they want to watch your TED Talks and everything? Hell yeah, man. Or if they want to be part of your men's groups. Yeah, bro. I appreciate it. I'm Alex Weber on all of the things, and I'll send you a link. I'm Alex. I am ALEX. Yes. So you have to spell I'm. Yeah. So I appreciate it. I'm Alex Weber on all the things. So letter I, letter M, I'm Alex Weber. Alex Weber with one B. Yeah. I got to make that less confusing. And then I'll get you a link for the men's groups. But yeah, I'll put it in the YouTube description. I'm passionate about it, man. I really think it's going to be a beautiful if you're like longing for that brotherhood piece, I think it's going to be a good thing. Amazing. Yeah. What's your favorite TED Talk that you've done? If you could pick one. You've done a couple. You've done a lot. I would say Start Sucking is jump in with that one. Okay, make sure you type that into YouTube and not Pornhub. So you get a very different. I know. Some of the comments don't type it into Google. Wrote, I was like, come on. YouTube. Dude, I love you so much, bro. I love you, bro. Truly. Thanks for I admire you. I admire you, bro. We shall admire each other, and we shall rise together. I love you, bro. Love you too, man. Pasta Sundays. We'll do it soon. Cool. See you guys. And that's it, man. Positivity is key, baby. Positivity is key. Positivity, patience. Guys, follow Alex Weber at I'm Alex Weber on Instagram. Check out his TEDx Talks online. You can check him out on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube because we're about to do big things with the pod, baby. We are moving on up in the world. This is the year of leveling up. Leveling up. This is the year of leveling up. I said it in the last episode. I am moving, actually. I'm moving to a new space, and I am going to create the next level of this podcast studio, which isn't necessarily going to be like Rogan's, but it will be a giant step up from what you're watching on YouTube right now. If you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this, it'll probably sound a little bit better because I'm going to have a new space. Anyways, I would love if you would subscribe to the podcast on YouTube and subscribe to it on Spotify. Anywhere you're listening to this or watching this, just subscribe because that would be a huge help to me and a huge help to the pod so that we can all make it better together. Because at the end of the day, this is for you. All right? Everything I do is for you. Just kidding. It's actually for me first. But you're a close second. I love you so much. Guys, have a great week. And I'll see you next week, man. Peace and love.